Hello, Aries. Welcome to your first card falling out. Welcome to August. We have the Seven of Pentacles here. Four of Wands. Death card. Might be dealing with a Scorpio. Pardon me. Queen of Cups in reverse. Not the best way to go, but you know. You have a lot of water energy here, Aries. You know what? And you guys often in my readings get the Queen of Cups. I don't know if there's water energy or Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio in your chart heavily, but always the Queen of Cups. You have the Nine of Wands here. And the Knight of Swords. And at the bottom of the deck, Six of Cups. So, Aries, it's interesting just because we're still, I believe, I don't know enough about astrology, but I believe we're still actually in these retrograde energies. And also, if I'm sniffly and snorty and disgusting, I'm sorry. I woke up and I think I'm like actually starting to get sick for some reason. So, yeah, if I hack, my apologies. It feels here, Aries, that you're kind of at an emotional impasse with somebody. It's like you need to let something go, or you're desiring to let something go. In the past, we have this assessment in regard to how you feel internally, how you heal from situations internally. But in the present section here, it's like we're still holding on to something. Somebody still has our heart. You know, it's causing us to be out of balance with ourselves emotionally. This could cause eating, drinking. This could be overspending money, just being really, really just out of control with yourself, with the Queen of Cups here in reverse. In reverse too, she can be somebody who is emotionally manipulative, but I think also, Aries, it's important to pay attention to how you might also give too much to self-pleasure, where it could be detrimental to yourself, where you allow yourself to experience too much self-pleasure, whether that be overspending or overeating, or just being emotionally out of balance and just trying to satisfy yourself in certain ways to get away from whatever has been going on. With the Seven of Pentacles, this is an evaluation period. The card itself, it says failure. Now, this card in particular is kind of interesting. This is a newer deck for me, and I like it quite a bit. But, you know, I think when we're talking about failure, where in your life are you feeling like you could do better? How about that? I don't necessarily want to bring this to you as you're failing or you're doing wrong, but where in your life could you improve from? You know, is this situations with people that you've been in relationships with and they've left you very painful? Where could you improve from that? I do want to mention too, just because this Queen of Cups is here, Pisces got a very beautiful reading. It was kind of like letting go of the past, digging themselves out of the past and accepting the potential for something new, either with somebody or it was coming. But that energy was there. I don't know if you have a lot of Pisces energy in you. I'm feeling the need to tell you that though. if that is a video that draws you, feel free to watch it. But here I feel like it's almost kind of that same energy that I'm picking up from the Pisces video. It's like this, you know, we're taking our healing more seriously. We're bringing that healing into question. And people on YouTube and tarot readers, whatever, we talk about healing everything, healing. Yeah, life is meant to be healed. Like, we get set up for some really fucked up shit. But that's what happens in life. That's how you grow. That's how you heal. That's how you make changes in yourself, so there is a level of healing, though, that needs to happen, especially with this Four of Swords. This talks about taking yourself away from things. It talks about finding equal balance back into yourself, like adding it back into yourself, allowing yourself to feel more comfortable again. Sometimes it can talk about just creating big boundaries where you're inaccessible, and sometimes that's necessary, okay? But I do want to mention here with the Death card, this is all about transformation. A lot of people freak out about the Death card. The Death card is a beautiful card. It's about transformation. It's about shedding old skin, changing the ways that you've been operating for a long time because you recognize that they no longer work in your life and you have to let them go. You choose to let them go because you understand that there's something far greater in your potential in the future to experience, rather than holding on to this. Because it feels like we're just, with these three cards, we're holding on. You're, for the Four of Swords to be sandwiched in between these two cards, it's like you're doing your damnedest to move forward. You're taking the time that you need to take to actually address these things. And I think that that's good. Just because a lot of people want to brush things under the rug. Like, they want to sweep them under the rug. That happened, whatever, forget about it. But that's not reality when it comes to healing. It's not reality when it comes to getting back into relationships, just because oftentimes the people that you want a clean slate, you want a clean start. If you're holding on and harboring all this pain from other things and experiences, it's going to bleed out into your present or future relationships. Why not be alone for a while and figure it out? Why not really access the pain and heal it? Make those efforts to change things so you can actually have more and better experiences with those that you can potentially love in the future equally and reciprocally. Reciprocal. It's a reciprocal exchange that we're hoping for. Now, moving on here, you have the Nine of Wands. So you may be dealing with somebody coming back from your past, somebody who may have hurt you in a certain way. You have the Six of Cups here. You have the Knight of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords, he's looking this way. His head's cocked this way. The Six of Cups indicates somebody from your past. The Knight of Swords is essentially somebody who wants to communicate to you. But here we have this energy of wanting to communicate, wanting to make the next move. And then we have somebody who's basically shut out in the cold over here, but defensive, boundaries up, inaccessible, brokenhearted, hurting, not doing the best that you can with this Queen of Cups in reverse. And I don't mean to put you down. I'm not trying to put you down when I say not doing the best that you can. If people are holding on to all of this pain and hurt, good, process it. It's there for you to process. It's there for you to look at. It's there for you to feel and ruminate in and saturate in. But it's not there for you to drown in. It's not there for you to die in. It's a feeling. These feelings change, they shift. Everything moves along in the flow that it's supposed to be. So if you're having a hard time releasing something from the past that you may have experienced with the Knight of Swords, with an air sign, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, or it could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. You have water here as well. It's important to release it. It's important to address it. It's important to, maybe let down the guards in a way. In the Pisces video, it was about letting down the guard to allow goodness in. Here, I think it's just letting down the guards to just be able to hear somebody out without expectation of change. And if it is to change, then so be it. I can't dictate that, I can't, that's not my job to dictate that. This is a reading for thousands of people. But what I am feeling again is this lowering down the defenses a bit, because it feels like you're taking time for yourself, and that's intentional, which is important. It's actually vital. And I think I'm gonna hope right here. I'm hoping that if you are at the point where you're no longer, because this is in the past area, you're no longer so heavily steeped in this frustration, sadness, like deadlocked internal stagnation, that you can come forward, or you can be opened a little bit. You can open yourself up a little bit just so you can hear somebody out. Doesn't mean you have to be back with them, but just to hear somebody out. So I'm going to put those back in the deck. I want to shuffle a little bit more before we get that out, just because I want to ask for the card. And if that card is meant to be, that was the Three of Pentacles, it will come out. Show me the Seven of Pentacles here for Aries. Show me the Seven of Pentacles for Aries. So you have the Five of Swords. I'm pretty sure that wasn't, the Three of Pentacles wasn't supposed to come out. The Five of Swords is, it's safeguarding yourself from people who, don't necessarily have your best intentions at heart, people who, they basically just kind of run all over you. It's mental, manipulation, emotional manipulation. It's, winning the battle, but not the war. It's somebody who can be very judgmental, somebody who kind of keeps you in a mindset of like lack and feeling bad about yourself all the time, even though you have no reason to truly feel bad about yourself. It's just somebody who attaches their negativity and then like kind of lets it breed like unchecked, and it's just rampant. It's unfair treatment. And it's like you're evaluating what's happened here in the past with this energy, and it's put you aside. It's caused you to go within yourself, which is good, because nobody should be treated like that, right? Show me the Four of Swords for Aries. So you have the Queen of Wands for the Four of Swords. The Queen of Wands is a vibrant person. It's interesting. I'm glad that you are getting this card here. You could be dealing with a fire sign. I think this is more so you, though. I think because, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, but Aries here as well. This energy comes from being in your heart, being in your emotions for so long. This is a graduation, okay? When this card, the Five of Swords, came up, I didn't look, I looked at the bottom of the deck, but I didn't share it with you. So what happened with that was it was the Page of Wands, okay? So starting out as a little page energy, a younger, more immature energy. Here, we have the Queen of Wands. This is a complete graduation, and it's a graduation through pain. It's a graduation through having to deal with certain situations that have been incredibly painful for you, but you deal with them. It's not just brushing them under the rug. It's dealing with them, looking at them head on, because this queen looks at life head on. She's often more gregarious. She's often happier. She's more engaged in her life, and she wants to have good things happen. She's very fun. She's very beautiful. She's exuberant. She's vibrant. She's so many things that we strive to be. But what I'm feeling here is that this energy of this graduation to a queen status, especially the Queen of Wands, is one where it's born out of pain. It's born out of hurt, frustration, suffering, sadness. This is where this changes here. So, yeah, okay. At the bottom of the deck for her, you have the Devil. So the Devil essentially is talking about connections to people who keep us ensnared in toxic situations. Pardon me. Sometimes where we keep ourselves in toxic situations, where we allow ourselves to just kind of be a breeding ground for sadness, codependent energy. You know, sometimes it's this Queen of Cups energy where it's like we're overeating, or we're overly, I don't want to say overly emotional. We're not managing our emotions in a way that is healthy. It's somebody that's just kind of letting fear and sadness and wallowing just run rampant. It's not a healthy experience to be part of. I'm going to move this Six of Swords. We know that's there. Here, I'll move it over here so you can see it. Yeah. Show me the Death card, because the Death card, again, I feel like this is an internal struggle. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, but I feel like this is more of an internal struggle, because this is the present energy. This is the future energy, past energy. Transformation ahead, you know, and that happens when you take time out. That happens when you go inside for quite a long time, where you've just been inaccessible, you know, but I think it's important to get this Queen of Cups upright. Okay. Show me the Death card for Aries, please. I'm not picking those. Well, yeah, I'm not picking those. If it wants to come out, it will come out. That was like 10 cards. I'm not. Show me. Okay. So you have the Queen of Pentacles, and I am going to pull this card out. It's the King of Cups. Ooh. Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So what I'm feeling here is that this was essentially a situation where you were desiring stability with a partner who you felt at one point was very much your partner, and now you're not seeing eye to eye with them. Whatever's happened here has caused you to have to reevaluate the entire situation. The Queen of Pentacles, too, it's somebody who's patient, but they desire commitment. They desire longevity in their relationships. They're not going to get involved in things that are not going to, you know, reap benefits, have longevity, things that are not going to build in an organic way, you know. You have this energy now, which I think you've got 3 queens, most definitely. 3 queens here. Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. You have this here between the two of you, as well as death. It's like, you know, transformation needs to happen, first of all, for you, or whoever this is for. That energy needs to heal. It needs to shift and up, raise. It needs to raise. But what also needs to happen is that transformation. It needs to happen with you first. But what also has happened here is, yes, we have this graduation in this gregarious movement forward where we want to be re-emerged in life and experience that in a healthier way again. But here with this Queen of Pentacles, we have somebody who's kind of, in a way, I want to say, unyielding in regard to what she wants. She's going to get what she wants. And this queen desires somewhat, most of all, stability, longevity, things that are long-lasting, you know, and tactile and real. It's not emotional, it's not desirous, it's all of that, but it's real now. It's manifested into the reality state, okay? So you have somebody here wanting to communicate the truth to you. This person, the Knight of Swords, upright, he often has your best interest at heart. So I would preface it with that. But I also do want to say boundaries are up with good reason, you know. So let's go ahead and clarify the Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay. So you have the Wheel of Fortune. The Queen of Cups in reverse with the Wheel of Fortune, you know, time will change this. There's no need to rush. Time will change this. I feel too that there's a lot of forward movement and progression in regard to your situation as well. I feel that there's a need for openness. This is changing. These are all like changing cycles in your life, you know. It's evaluation. It's like recognizing the bad with the good. Like, you know, there's a lot of it's human growth. It's the growth period. But sometimes when we get stuck in these emotional places, it's difficult to release ourselves. This can also talk about finding success, and well, not even just success, but finding, satisfaction after you feel like you've experienced something that has been more of a failure. And here I do want to say again, the Seven of Pentacles here, the name of the card is failure. This is about progress. It's about patience, essentially. But things are progressing in the way that they're supposed to. So take your time, feel through your pain. I feel, though, that you're coming out of it and you are transforming. It just maybe takes whatever time it takes. You can't rush through things. Show me the Nine of Wands for Aries. Show me the Nine of Wands for Aries. Got two cards popping out. So you have the Page of Pentacles and you have the Emperor. So Page of Pentacles, Emperor. This is the Page of Pentacles. It's communication. It's often communication from somebody who cares about you. It's oftentimes represented as a younger energy. So somebody that's typically, I don't know, in their 20s, early 30s. It can represent a child as well. But it's communication about things that are kind of like a new start, rekindling things, new starts, planting seeds and, seeing them to fruition. It's also somebody wanting to do that, Here also with the Emperor, I'm sorry, I'm like going into a different, I feel like I'm going, I don't know how to explain that to you guys. It's like I'm trying to focus right here and my brain or whatever I'm seeing is going this way. It's going this way. It's like I'm like vapor trailing this way and I'm trying to be right here. And I don't know why that's happening. Okay, whatever. New starts leading towards something that regards longevity. And with the Emperor, this is somebody who starts to take control of their life. Now, you have the Queen of Wands, you have the Emperor. Still, the energies are not matching in regard to that. The Emperor is often male energy. It can come up as female, but the energy of the Emperor is Aries energy, but it's very masculine. It's very, I'm going to get this done. No matter how I get it done, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get it done in a very good way. It's like somebody who wants to take charge, sometimes exert dominance, but also somebody who wants to take care of their loved ones, their family. If you have somebody here that wants to communicate their feelings or get down to the meat and potatoes of a situation, offer the potential for something new to grow again, I would say you have defenses up. I don't know if this person was somebody who was very domineering in the past. I don't know if this person was somebody who kind of my way or the highway energy, especially with this Five of Swords. This is indicative of somebody who's just very bossy. Their intentions are kind of for themselves. They don't really, they have a hard time sometimes taking other people into consideration because their desires matter most, So it feels like you may have some sort of conflict with this person, whoever they are, Aries, this Knight of Swords, Page of Pentacles. I do want to mention too, the page oftentimes with that energy, even though it may be the desire to start something from the ground up, which often talks about the Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles can communicate somebody who's also immature in a certain way. So I don't know if you're dealing with somebody who is domineering, bossy, and also immature in the way that they act, but whatever is going on here, it has you defensive. It has you with boundaries up. So show me the Knight of Swords. Okay. And you have the Seven of Wands for the Knight of Swords. Cool card. The Seven of Wands is talking about finding a different perspective in regard to how you see things. It's being, on the defense. You have, energy coming at you. This person is coming at you. They want to communicate things, but you're on the defense. You're ready to smack them if you need to. This card can also talk about fighting, verbal, not even just miscommunication, but like it's verbal barbs back and forth, difficult situations that are expressed verbally. And it's hard information to process, especially when we have an idea of somebody or how they're supposed to be or how they've treated us in the past, and now they're expressing that they've changed or things are different in some way. Look at the face here. That's not the most trusting of faces. That's somebody who's really on edge. That's somebody, the Seven of Wands can also very much talk about heavy anxiety, heavy anxiety in regard to dealing with a certain person or situation. Okay. Show me the Six of Cups for Aries. You have the Chariot here for the Six of Cups. And at the bottom of the deck, I do want to mention you have the Nine of Pentacles. So the Chariot, it talks about moving away from situations that have been difficult into something that is far better for you. It's moving towards success. It's moving towards your own personal victories. Oftentimes it can talk about somebody wanting to balance something out, and when that balance is achieved, then things start to move forward in a progressive way. It doesn't always have to mean that that's the case, though, with somebody. It is clarifying the Six of Cups. So you could be dealing with a Cancer, but you also could be dealing with a situation where somebody wants to get out of the funk and move towards something far better. But it's interesting because it feels like I'm reading for two groups of you. Like some of you, that may be the case if you're able to trust this person again. I feel like there's a heaviness in regard to that, though, that you may not be willing to do. But with this card, I also feel for some of you, Aries, this is going to be a situation where you, by moving out of this, you have this Nine of Pentacles. Oh, and under the Nine of Pentacles, you have the World. Interesting. So the Nine of Pentacles communicates doing things on your own. It talks about saving your own situation, dealing with your own life, making sure that you're okay. Sometimes when we do that, we go on our own, use our wisdom from what we've dealt with, we end up balancing our own life out. We end up moving forward towards what we want with this positivity, with us, that's moving with us. I do want to mention with the World. Yeah, oh, okay. Do you want to mention with the World, underneath that, you've got the Three of Wands. So with the World here, this is about finality. It's about change. It's about learning lessons and moving towards things that actually make sense for you because you understand the lessons. Wow, okay, Aries. Under that, you have the Three of Wands, which is talking about having patience in regard to the direction that you actually do want to go in. Sometimes we need to kiss a few frogs or like a lot of them to get where we want to go. But oftentimes where we recognize that we want something completely different or a different type of person, that happens with our own transformation. It's like, no, I can't deal with that anymore. I don't want to be that person. I don't want to, be connected to people that are willing to hurt me or that have disregard for me. They don't value my time, my effort, my energy. They don't see the truth in my love. They don't recognize my generosity and genuine efforts. So what do you do with that? You don't want to maintain that type of energy with somebody. You need to let it go, or something needs to change, because it feels like under this Three of Wands, you have the Star. So this is, again, having really positive energy on your way that's supporting you. It's learning, but it's also trusting your intuition in regard to moving on. If this Nine of Pentacles, who's well hidden down here, if this Nine of Pentacles is talking about you leaving a situation, whether or not this person communicates to you what they feel, their new beginning, they want this and that, because it feels like you have a lot of anxiety still present with this person, with the Seven of Wands and this energy with this Emperor. The Emperor can be great, but what I'm feeling here is like somebody is on edge in regard to dealing with somebody else's like bossiness or like ownership type of mentality. I own you, I rule you. It's kind of a weird situation, but it feels like if you are to move on, you know, you fare a fair better than being in this situation. Just because you end up going toward what you want. And that's interesting too, because the Pisces reading, you know, even it talked about those who were dealing with somebody, but also those who were not dealing with somebody, those who just needed to extract themselves out of this energy of stagnation and pain and just upset, emotional turmoil. Once we start to figure that out, once we start to walk that path and move through it and away from it and heal it, that's actually when things start to pick up. And in that reading, there was a fair amount of wonderful things happening in the end. It was good. It was, I think the name of it is like finding ground with the right partner, like deep roots with the right partner. I don't know. But it feels here, it's like, if you're able to move out of this, you start to go in the direction towards something that feels comfortable. You start to go in the direction of a self-accomplishment, Aries, you know, where we can actually look at our lives and say, shit, I've come a long way, baby. It's like a fucking Virginia Slims ad, you know, you've come a long way, baby. And I think that that's important. It's important to recognize where we have to cut ties with certain things, with certain people, with certain ways of how we experience love and life, and be generous to ourselves in the time it takes to heal things and come out of this painful mess, and eventually let down our guards so we're not taking toxicity into the future. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a an oracle here. I'm going to go ahead and use the Nocturna. And you have two falling out. You've got Lavender. You've got Lavender and Datura, two beautiful flowers. One incredibly healing, one incredibly toxic. So, Lavender, where are you? Lavender, peace of mind, serenity, relaxation. The lavender is the ultimate symbol of serenity due to the relaxing feelings one gets when smelling the flower's beautiful aroma. Historically, lavender was used to cure all sorts of ailments, ranging from gastrointestinal issues to anxiety, and is still used extensively to this day in aromatherapy. It is a flower that encourages meditation, calmness, and peace of mind. I will be right back because that makes total sense to me. It's funny. I've been doing these weird things with readings now where I bring out like a scent to the reading. I have a lot of perfume. I have a lot of perfume, Aries. I don't know if you guys know that about me, but I have a lot of perfume. This actually crossed my mind this morning. Lavender from Molinard. It's peaceful, it's calming, it's resinous, it's sumptuous, it's beautiful, high quality French perfume, delightful, and at a good cost. All right, Datura. Yeah, bringing peace, calm, relaxation to a situation that you've been dealing with here. Also releasing some of this anxiety, this Seven of Wands here. This isn't a good place to be in. All right, so let's go ahead and find Datura. Datura, intoxication, sleep, hex breaking, flight. Part of the nightshade family, the night-blooming Datura is a poisonous plant with many interesting magical properties. Ingesting any part of this plant can induce visions, and many shamanistic cultures and witches use it for astral travel, hex breaking, or communing with spirits. However, it is a highly poisonous plant, so ingesting too much can lead to a literal death. Sorry, I don't know if you can read that. You know, sometimes I feel like the devil was at the bottom of the deck for something here. And it's when we reside in that toxicity. You know, we're talking about toxic plants, the Datura. It's beautiful. It may have been a beautiful connection before, but it's toxic. You can't ingest any of it, really, or you shouldn't, because it can kill you. You know, I'm not going to say this person is going to kill you, but what I'm saying is it's a level of toxicity that you may not need to experience in your life anymore. Go for the nice flower. Go for the flower that relaxes you, you know, and is quite delicious, if I may add. So I'm going to leave it there. Aries, I hope that this situation or this reading was helpful for you. If it was, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you choose to donate, there's a link in the description box below. And I will be back in a few weeks to do your mid-August reading. All right, Aries, good luck with everything and be well. Take care. Bye.